Hello everyone, it's me again, GW Fan the Softcore Boney, welcoming you to the Colosseum on Let's Play Philly Fantasy 6 version 2.0. Like I said last time, there is a lot more stuff that I can win in version 2.0 than I could in 1.0. In fact, in between episodes, I took a second glance at my Colosseum checklist and looked into a fight that I didn't think I could do right now. But I realized, wait, I do have a way of getting through that fight now. So already I've made an addendum to my list and can get even more stuff than I originally planned. In fact, in preparation for that, I took a quick trip off screen back to Appaloosa, where I purchased 4 more ice swords, which is actually going to save me quite a bit of money in the long run, since it means I don't have to purchase some much more expensive stuff later on in the game. So before anything further, let's get to the basics on how the Colosseum works. All you have to do is talk to this guy with pleasure. And then we choose an item from our current inventory to bet, and then choose a character from our current party to fight a particular monster, depending on what we bet. And if we win the fight, we will trade in our bet item for a theoretically better item. If we lose, though, we, of course, lose the item we bet. There is an exception to this, however. If we bet most inexpensive or otherwise common or easy to obtain items, then we'll be petting a fight against the hair dryer of doom. And typically what we'll do in the first or second turn is just use Wind Blast, which it did not do here, but then it'll just blow us out of the battle. Oh, okay, yeah, to counterattack. Yeah, there we go. But, and whenever we are blown out of a battle like this, we don't lose the item we bet. I don't know if it's considered a draw or what, but anyway, the difficulty of the Colosseum is, as you may have noticed back there, the fact that we players have no control over our chosen warrior. It's completely in auto battle, sort of semi-berserk state. I mean, it was full berserk back there because I have Luna equipped with the Fury Band. But, yeah, normally you cannot control how your characters battle, and the big problem with that is that they can randomly choose between, like, their regular fight command and also various magics and most abilities. The problem is that they can randomly choose between any number of magics, including useless things like rays, or, well, usually useless like Asuna, because, you know, you don't always get hit with status effects. But, you know, you can also get hit with, or use status effects that don't work on the various monsters and whatnot. So, one way to get around that, of course, is to use the Fury Band like I was doing back there, which also has a nice counterattack attached to it as well. So that's, yeah, the great use of the Fury Band here to, you know, prevent characters from using, you know, various huge amounts of magic that they might have, or just abilities that aren't really that great. I'll go a little more into detail about the abilities as we're going along here, because there are some that we're not allowed to use in the Colosseum. But as far as what we can win here, I've looked in most items, except for a few that are exclusive to the World of Balance, so I think I know what all the best stuff is, and usually the best way to obtain them. So, hey, if you can think of a better way, feel free to tell me. Always glad to get a little assistance. So, I do have my full list of items that I want in the video description for anyone that may need it, but I'm still going to demonstrate it here all the same. Now, I already am set up for my first 2 battles, but the first one is with Luna up there at the top, equipped with the Hero Ring and the Fury Band. I don't necessarily need the Fury Band, but there it is. This is the easiest battle to do, regardless of what version you're playing here. And I want to bet the Rising Sun against the Demon, which... is this the... I forget if this is the guy on the floating continent or the one back in the cave. I think it's the floating continent. But all the same, if I can hit this guy just twice with that, or once like that, he's dead. You're blind? That was kind of a weird delayed reaction. But anyway, I didn't realize that guy could blind you. Yeah, we get the Comet ring, which is the most powerful of all the generic alicorn. See, yeah, weapons there. Nice base power, stat boosts all around. Very good, no matter what you happen to be doing next. I'll be getting more of these later on once I have the proper items that I can use to actually get it. In the meantime, I'm already set up for the next battle, which is actually a purely optional one. I've got Rainbow Dash ready to go with the Bio Blade, Zephyr Cape, Wings Shoes, and basically everything else that grants her extra evasion. You'll almost certainly want to save state or save in between battles before taking on the next thing, just so you can guarantee you don't lose something. See, this is a purely optional thing you can do here. I'm going to bet the Charm Bangle. You don't have to if you don't want to, of course, because I want the gold Hairpin, which I think is a little bit more useful, like, right now than the Charm Bangle otherwise is. Though, don't worry if you do trade this in, because one thing that's nice about version 2.0 is that there's quite a number of items that if you trade it in, you can always trade in the item that you won to get that same item back. Like if you bet the gold Hairpin here, we can just get another Charm Bangle, which otherwise I don't think there was any other way to get a Charm Bangle. Now, Dash is by far my ultimate warrior for the vast majority of what I want in the Colosseum throughout the game. Not just because I haven't taught her any magic, which makes things easier since I don't need to rely on the Fury Band, but just her general equipment draw as well, since there's actually quite a number of monsters in the Colosseum that use wind, just happenstantially. Now, this guy is susceptible to the poison status, which is why I wanted Bio Blade there. But the other reason I also want Dash is because she also has high evasion, like natural evasion. And one thing this guy is going to do eventually, once he dies, is use an ability called Trade Off, right there, which is a physical instant death move. I want to evade that, but unfortunately I wasn't so fortunate there, because he can just use it randomly. But, yeah, loading that back up, let's just try that again. Obviously, I could speed this up a little bit, but I was hoping to be a little bit more fortunate, because another thing that I also would like to potentially happen is that he suffer poison damage, die, and try to use trade-off while Dash is in the air there, but, well, there we go. Okay, so now he'll take a lot more damage over the course of time. One thing to note about various enemies in the Colosseum is that what they can do here is not necessarily the same as what they can do when you meet them in the regular game. Yeah, for example, there's a monster we'll be able to meet here later that normally can use, like, the Meteor spell, which there's no way for you to defend against. Thank you, Dash. But here in the Colosseum, it can't use that ability, so it's basically a pure physical monster, and there's a number of ways you can get around that. So, Dash, thank you. Yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, another good thing about Dash is that her slots is one of the abilities that's forbidden to be used in the Colosseum, along with Sketch and Throw, and, well, also regular items, and I believe Summon is also forbidden. You can't use any summons at all, regardless. I'm not sure. I forget if Steel is forbidden as well, like just the regular Steel ability. Not that I can do anything with that right now or anything, but in any case, I'm going to set Dash up for my next battle. So now, once again, I've got Dash set up with the Stealth and the Deathbringer. I obviously could use 2 Deathbringers, but I like the Stealth's added evasion and speed boost there. This is actually a pretty common setup I have for Dash, because there's quite a number of enemies that are susceptible to instant death in the Colosseum. And don't worry about being damaged, because except for most status effects, you are fully healed upon entering into a battle. Unfortunately, the one status effect that is healed is the Vanish status. So anyway, let's see, I want to bet, where is it? Oh yeah, the Cursed Ring, which I got forever ago and haven't really made use of. But if I bet it, I can get an item called the Health Ring, and I can also find this Allosaurus here. He's susceptible to instant death. but unfortunately I wasn't really that fortunate there. Don't kill me, dude. That's not going to kill me right away, but, yeah, poison is something that's not going to go away, unfortunately, so I will have to heal that. But anyway, the health ring, kind of a nice item. It gives you, I think it's a 25% boost to HP and MP, which is nice. Let's see, I want to use the exact same setup, although I'm going to save first. No, I want to get into the thing there. Let's see, and where did my health ring go? I want to bet that once more to get the safety ring against the ancient gun, who is also susceptible to instant death. Oh, I forgot to heal the poison. Oh well, have someone cast Asuna at some point. Ow! Or not. Get him, Dash! Please? Sometime soon? Okay, fine. Don't do it. One thing to note is that if the death spell wouldn't work on this guy... What, did I do both of them? That was kind of weird. But anyway, if the death spell's not going to work against an enemy, you'll see a little proc of miss after you use it. So there is that. Yeah, we get the safety ring, which is exactly the same as the memento ring. Heal up, Dash, would you? Yeah, it's exactly the same as the memento ring, except that anyone can use it. So yeah, protects you from instant death, petrify, and the discorded status. Very nice there. This is the reason why I can get lots more stuff than I otherwise could. So let's see. I want to set up Dash slightly differently, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, time for my addendum list. As I have Dash equipped with the safety ring, the Garnet ring, and the tridents. Technically, I don't necessarily need the safety ring, because I've done it without it before, but it's just nice to have. Since the next enemy, which I'm going to be fighting before the Ice Sword, I'm going to be betting 4 of these. Against the Scullion, this guy is not susceptible to instant death, unlike the last guy. Every once in a while, he'll throw out a physical attack. Although normally he uses like gravity-based abilities to cut your HP in half, and also he can cast Countdown on you, though I'm not too worried about that, because I think it's sort of like a physical variation of it. So we typically avoid that. Atomic Ray is Fire Elemental, which is why I have the Garnet Ring. This fight is going to take a while, though, because this guy has a lot of HP. But otherwise, I should be pretty much safe against this guy for the most part. Yeah, that right there. That's why I don't want to get my HP cut in half constantly, because I'm not guaranteed to avoid it, unfortunately. But there it is. So yeah, this fight, gonna take a while. Ow. Ow. Use your ability, Dash. Thank you. Windblade. Have we seen this yet? I forget, but that'll speed things up a little bit. I think that's the one that casts the countdown status on you. I'm kind of surprised that I've been hit this many times. Usually I don't take this many physical hits from this guy. I mean, especially considering that I've done this quite a few times without the safety ring, but I just prefer it all the same. I'm also surprised that the trident doesn't proc any kind of magic attack, but I'm not sure if this guy's necessarily weak to water, but, well, he's not strong against it, so this is kind of the best long-range weapon I've got. There we go, finally. Normally I would speed through that fight, get the Rune Saber, which kind of surprises me that Saber is spelled that way, considering the Flame Saber is spelled S-A-B-R-E, which is still an acceptable spelling, but it's the only one that's spelled that way. Yeah, the Rune Saber, yeah, powerful, but it can break, which is kind of dumb, which is why I don't ever use it. Technically, it's a pretty powerful item for Fluttershy to throw, but it's only 10 points stronger than the Tack Star, which is a lot easier to get in 2.0 than it was in 1.0, so I don't need to farm a ton of those, except for the purpose that I'm going to be using here. So I want to get 3 more of those real quick, and I'll be right back and have Dash set up for her next fight. Alright, I've got Dash with her typical instant death, except this time I have 2 Deathbringers. I do not want the stealth, because this is an undead monster, and the stealth would just constantly, well, basically keep it alive. So, let's see, I want to bet those Rune Sabers there against the SR Behemoth, Senior Behemoth, I guess, who is susceptible to the Death Spell, which only the Deathbringer can bring us. Hopefully I can proc this pretty quickly there. There we go. Bye-bye, Senior Behemoth. He's actually a boss. And yes, he's susceptible to instant death even as a freaking boss. And we can get the Jeweled Sword, which is actually a pretty good weapon at this point in the game in itself. Yeah, +5 to magic power, although I already have my Comet ring that does that. Nice base power there. Good for Sweetie Belle and Rarity and Twilight and all that. Not so much for Celestia. Although I'm not going to be using it for that particular purpose, though I do, of course, want 3 more Jeweled Swords real quick. And so I'll just get those and be right back. So now I've got the good old tried and true Stealth and Deathbringer combo, because that's actually what I'm going to need for any of the rest of what I want to do here. Let's see, I want to bet my Jeweled Sword to get the Flame Splint against the Outsider, who actually does have a fair bit of physical evasion. So getting him to die is not necessarily going to be the easiest thing in the world, especially if he casts Vanish on himself, then all is basically lost. And he, of course, can hit back real hard with a lot of things, so you have to be worried about that as well. Get him, Dash! Yeah, we're dead. So, yeah, this could take a couple of tries. Thank you! Finally! Jeez, that took a while. Like 7 tries, man! Anyway, we get the Flame Splint, which is the first of the elemental shields, first of the 3 elemental shields of the game. Nice 50% resistance to ice, no effect from fire, it's weak to water, but that's not really a big deal, especially for the unicorns. And also pretty good defenses there, although I do still need the golden splints, because where is your freaking shields? There it is. Yeah, because it's not that big a difference, and plus they don't have the same kind of evasion boost, so I'll still want, yeah, my golden splints there. See, otherwise, what else you can do with this is bet this once more. Save that. You can fight this guy, who's also susceptible to instant death, although much easier than the freaking Outsider. And get an Ice Splint if she can kill him. Yeah, he otherwise has super high physical defense, but yeah, you get the, Frost Splint, which is basically the same thing, except like 1 defense higher, and then it also has these resistances and no effect there. That fire weakness is actually not too dangerous for the Earth Ponies later on in the game. You'll see why I say that. And then, yeah, it teaches Lazara and Fyra and the other one and all that. But then, one more time, fight this with this one. I want to do another. Fight the Orbiter for the ThunderSplint, who also is susceptible to instant death. And if you bet the ThunderSplint, you can fight that same Outsider guy again for the Flame Splint. So it's really easy to get whichever elemental shield you might need. Oh, you have level question Holy? Really? Wow! I didn't know that! Anyway. Yeah, ThunderSplint, 1 point defensively stronger than the Frost one. And also, yeah, 50% damage from wind, weak point to earth. No one cares about that. And it teaches you Thundara. So I actually want 4 Frost Splints for the future for right now. And I'll be getting a full set of 4 each later on in the game, but I don't need them right now. So I'm going to get my Frost Splints and be right back. Alrighty, so much for the addendum portion. For my next trick, I've got Luna equipped with Comet Ring, Garnet Ring, and, well, Fury Band in this case. Normally I would have given her a Lapis Ring, but, well, I've got Frost Splints, so I don't need to worry about it. So let's see, I want to start betting all those relics I just bought back at Appaloosa as well. And starting with the Garnet Ring, I have one equipped, obviously, so that's why I only have 5 against the Dark Chimera, which is normally a pretty difficult fight, but Luna can handle it. Ouch. Hopefully she counterattacks a lot as well and hits that guy hard. Of course, you can, use Earth Element. That's why I want to use the Earth Patrol, because she's immune to that, and she's also immune to just about everything else he does except for physical attacks. But hopefully, that's what I want, the Garnet Ring. Yeah, hopefully she will counterattack a lot against this guy, because he will... Actually, once he gets low enough in HP, he pretty much exclusively starts throwing ice at you for some reason, and just won't stop. It's kind of weird. Ow. Are you counterattacking? Is that why you're using Rage? I don't know. This is not a terribly easy fight otherwise. I mean, you can see I'm kind of getting close to dying there, so... If I get hit too much, I might be in big trouble there, so... You can win, though, as you see there. And for that, we get the Ruby Ring, which, well, used to be the Garnet Ring in the original game. Or version 1.0, sorry. Yeah, the Ruby Ring is a special relic that, contains powerful fire magic. It gives 50% protection to earth and fire. I don't care about that. What I do care about is that I can learn the Firaga spell at a rate of ×3, and I want 2 of these. So I'll be getting, so I can start teaching Cadence and Celestia level 3 elemental magics right as soon as possible. And on top of this, I already had Dash set up for her, well, same way, instant death there. Don't take away all my instant death, Drakey. I worked hard to figure out how all this works. But anyway, let's see, now I want to... save first, and bet one of the Lapis Rings against the Chaos Armor, who is susceptible to instant death, because of course he is. Take him out, Dash. Or don't. That actually could kill her. That's strong enough to do that. Okay. Man, it's like early 1.0 Gem Missile. Anyway. So much for him. We get the Sapphire Ring, which is the, well, ice equivalent of the Ruby Ring there. Yeah, it gives us 50% protection, but teaches us Blizzaga at a rate of ×3. And with the same exact setup, I can fight the next guy, also very easy. As long as, well, he doesn't get a nice hit on there. Peridot Ring. Yeah, once again, I'm going to want 2 of those, so I can start, because since those do stack, and I can start learning them as quickly as possible. Yeah, against the Chaos Wind. This guy actually can use, like, every lore in the game, basically. Almost. Although, in this variation, he pretty much sticks to, like, Meltdown and, I think Freeze and the electrical one. Unfortunately, I'm not getting fortunate with the instant death there. Is that gonna kill you, Dash? It might. Yeah, it did. Yeah, I'll get the lightning elemental variation of those other 2 rings, so I can learn the Thundaga spell at a rate of ×3 per ring. And yeah, this could take a while at this rate. But you get the idea, so yeah, I'll just win this, and 1 more each of those 3 rings, and I'll be right back. Get him, Dash! Dang it! The best part about those 3 rings that I just got is that once I'm done learning them, I can trade them in for yet something else that I want later on, so... Anyway, I've got Luna in the front row, as you can see there, equipped with the Ice Sword, Speed Shoes, and Fury Bands, as well as full Earth Pony equipment to boost her HP to max, And I want to bet the dingy dress against this guy. He's kind of on the annoying side, but he's weak to ice. He can heal himself so much. It can also hit pretty hard to the point that Dash has a rather difficult time against him. So that's why I want to do it this way. Well, normally he heals himself after practically every time you hit him, but he's being weirdly lenient right now. Ow. Okay, that was way easier than it usually is. We get the plain dress. You could have done this in version 1.0 as well, which is easy enough. Actually, I was going to have Dash fight next with the way that you saw her set up a moment ago, but I realized that since I have the Frost Splint, I can have Luna do this a lot faster than Dash could, because you see she has a Silver Lance. The next enemy I'm about to fight is normally quite the roadblock to what I'm about to do, but I have the safety ring this time, so it's not, but he's also immune to water, and I think also electricity, which is the next type of spear you can get against the Ahriman, but since we have the safety ring and the Frost Splint, I can actually make use of the Fury Band on Luna, who should be able to do this a lot faster than Dash. You can only do like up to like 600 points of damage hit there. Because this guy does nothing but instant death and also the freeze spell and, well, level 5 death as well. He used to be able to do countdown, but he kind of traded that in for freeze for some reason. Because countdown was more or less annihilated from the game, but yeah, in any case, yeah, Luna can do much more damage than Dash, so she could do this much faster. Because this battle takes forever with Rainbow Dash, but fortunately I've got those Frost Splints now, so hey, this works much better. As long as she can actually get those freaking extra damage. Come on, Luna! Hit him hard! Drat it. Okay, maybe this will still take forever. Alright, that was a lot faster. And with that, we get the pretty dress, which is a straight upgrade to the plain dress. I probably should have equipped Dash for the next fight already, but oh well. Yeah, only for Rarity, Sweetie, and Scoot there. Yeah, nice boost compared to the other one. And let's see, I want to get another pretty dress. Well, much quicker than I otherwise could with Dash. And I'll be right back. And with that out of the way, the rest of this is pretty easy. I've got Dash equipped with the wing shoes and the ribbon. And let's see, we've got that old, what was it, the pretty dress. To get the amazing dress against the Diamond Dog, who actually can hit pretty hard. Which is why I want the wing shoes there. It also can use an Earth Elemental ability, but it's slightly easier to have Dash do this than Luna. And that stone, that I can use Cast Confusion. That's why I have the ribbon, or I guess the Peace Ring. But I think he can do something else that the Peace Ring can't protect against. I kind of forget offhand. Yeah, Dash at least has some evasion to get around this guy, so... And he's actually weak to water anyway. Yeah, Landslide, that's why I'm glad to be in the air a lot there. Yeah, every once in a while he'll kill you, but for the most part this works. Eventually. Come on, Dash, get up! Come down from there and kill the guy. Thank you. Get the amazing dress. Okay, now that I'm actually looking at the right equipment, I was looking at the pretty, the other one again. I was like, wait, why did its stats look so wrong? But yeah, we get the ultimate body armor for Rarity, Sweetie Belle, and Scootaloo, which has +6 across the board and has some of the highest defenses of any ultimate armor in the game. Although, obviously, I don't have a lot of use for this right now for these three, so I'm actually going to trade this in again after I get a second one there. And once again, Dash with the old tried and true Stealth, Deathbringer, Speed Shoes, the works. As we will once again face off against the Ancient Gun for the Gala Dress, which is the ultimate armor in the game for, well, most of the main six, except for Rarity and Applejack, and, well, technically Pinkie Pie as well, but, well, that could also happen, so... There we go. Yeah, I get the old gala dress. Basically the ultimate armor in the game for Rainbow Dash there. Let's see, wherever the heck it went. Where is it? There's my gala dress. Made for the best knight ever. For the main 6. Nice +3 to all stats. Good defenses there. Obviously really good for Dash. But I'm going to get another piece of body armor for Dash in the next dungeon anyway. So I'm actually going to bet the gala dress for yet another piece of equipment. The last one this time, finally. Man, this video is going to take forever to edit. But, let's see, I need to set up Dash and also get my second gala dress real quick and be right back. Hey, I'm actually making use of that reflect ring, and I do want the wing saddle regardless of the fact that, you know, I can't have the gala dress equipped for what I'm about to do there. Which is, where's my gala dress? Fight against the Admiral, who's not terribly difficult. The only reason I even have the reflect ring is because he can cast a stop spell, which is, in this case, more annoying than anything else. And, well, he himself is susceptible to stop, so there is that. And I think he's weak to water anyway, which is why I'm doing so much damage there. Safety ring, I don't get killed by that. And otherwise, I'm more or less immune to everything this guy can throw at me, so... Yeah, this shouldn't take too long to get, as you saw back there. Yeah, this will get reflected back. Ha-ha! Actually, it's the only way you can really stop in any given situation. But yeah, for the Royal Regalia, whenever I actually beat this guy, which is the ultimate body armor for the princesses, and in my opinion, very useful right now, since I happen to have to have all 3 princesses, well, at least 2 princesses in my party at the moment. So I find that to be much more useful than the gala dress for now. Once I ever beat this guy, who does have quite a bit of HP. There we go. Royal Regalia. A bit stronger than the gala dress, but not quite as good as the amazing dress, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, great stats, +3 all the way, and the Kiraga spell, which is really nice. So I want a second one of these, and, well, I could actually trade in the Regal Crown for some other equipment, specifically for Dash in this case, but I prefer the Regal Crown, since I am actually going to get another helmet in... the next dungeon as well that I could have anyone use actually, but I'm gonna give to Dash all the same. And, well, I'm done here. I know I didn't, there are a couple of things I could do, but I don't need to do them now. So, we'll continue on with the game, and actually I'll talk to some of the people here in the Colosseum, including her, next time on Let's Play Philly Fantasy VI version 2.0. Man, I'm powerful now. Oh, and one more thing that somehow isn't on my list. I don't know how it didn't get on there. That I totally forgot about, but yeah, I got Dash with her tried and true there with, well, some other stuff I'm equipped with at the moment. And, yeah, I want to bet my Tintinabars, both of them, because I don't really have a use for them otherwise. And I can get the Experience Egg against the Chaos Wind there. Once again, we affected by instant death. The Experience Egg doubles the experience points of whatever character it's equipped to. Not the whole party, just the one character. And this is going to be my way of kind of catching up Celestia and Dash for, well, being a little behind in experience points otherwise. So I was going to have Celestia equipped with that ruby ring, which you saw back there, but, oh yeah, that otherwise doesn't give any kind of stat boost or anything. But yeah, I'm going to have her equipped with that once next time you see us. So I guess I'll be learning the Firaga later, but In any case, I'll get this real quick, and, well, now it's the end. Whoops.